So I watched this interview with Kevin Hart, the Underground Lounge, and one of the hosts, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. He's a former basketball player, or current basketball player, I don't know. But one of the hosts asked him, to name his top five stand-up specials of his. And I'm so glad he asked that because I like when comedians actually talk about comedy and actually be honest about their comedy. So he asked him his top five. I'm not going to list them in order, he said, but he pretty much named his first four specials and then his last one. In no order, he named the first four and then his last one, which I didn't watch the last one, so I don't know if it was good or not. He said it was good or whatever. So the last one made his ninth special. And he was saying that 10 is probably going to be his stopping number. So he's probably going to do one more. Maybe, I think he should promote it as his last one. If he promoted it as his last special ever, then I would probably watch it. And hopefully he'll try his best to make it as good as his earlier ones. And I agree with this, and I've said this before, or I've had this thought before, that people, your first few work that you put out, whether it be an album or a stand-up special, is usually people's best. Usually. Sometimes it's not. Like with Marlon, he's the exception to the rule or whatever. He went the opposite way. But most of the time, I feel like people put out their best work at the beginning. So if they keep putting stuff out, it's not going to be as good. Even Cat Williams, the stuff he put out now isn't bad, but compared to himself, it's not the best he can do. Because, PM Chronicles and all the ones, I have a hard time remembering the name of his specials, but his earlier ones are really good because that was at his peak. That's when he was hungry. That's when he, it was a combination of all the life he lived up until that point and all of that. But once you get to a certain level, it's only so much most of the time you can talk about. When you get to that level, and because you might already have mentioned in your previous specials, or maybe certain people don't want you to talk about them anymore, so they have to pivot and change, your direction. Because Kevin Hart specials was also always big on talking about his ex-wife and, his kids and stuff like that. So that was like a lot of material in itself. And then talking about, the past with his mom and his dad. So it was like a good combination of all the things, right? So when he said that, when he was like, it's so hard to name the specials, I'm like, it's really not hard. I was like, he's dragging it with that because it's literally very easy. Like, I don't know what the fifth one would be. Well, he said the last one, but definitely the top four would be whatever order you want to put him in, but they would definitely be in the top five, whichever order you want to put him in. And he was saying, that you can never be as good as whatever your best is, but you're always trying to get there, right? You're always trying to do as good at what your peak was, but it's hard to get there, and it's really almost impossible. Like,
I want you to rank your top five. I know they all your babies and all of that. Don't give me that shit.
No, I can tell you
What's
the
your
truth.
top? What is your top five?
I'm here to be honest
your
with
specials.
you. Top five. I want to say this. I'm very aware that when you're competing with yourself, wherever the peak you was, you're never going to beat. You're trying to always get back to that, and you got to come to a place in your career where you realize that's just unobtainable. Peak me was let me explain. The get fire on these bitches. I'm never gonna surpass that.
That's where you cried at.
The fire as punchlines, and what else I'm gonna do? Like, I'm gonna get water to come. Like, there's no. Let me explain is gonna be number one. Number two, I'm gonna say seriously funny. Number three, I'm gonna say grown little man. Number three. That's my very first special. Grown little man. That's number three. Here's where it gets tricky because after that, I would say I made when the brand and all of the shit started to happen, I went real family from a stand-up perspective because the idea and concept attached to that was brand business, right? That's like when I was looking for the financial partners and the long-term partnerships, healthcare, all the shit. Like, I was trying to build that. So family, pushing that and doing that. a couple of the specials were soft. My number 4.
I would say the one you just.
Acting My Age. I think Acting My Age would be number 4.
Acting My Age.
Acting My Age is good. Acting My Age is really good. And then I would go Laugh at My Pain after that. Laugh at My Pain. I would go Laugh at My Pain.
She was waiting for that.
So it's top 5. I would go Laugh at My Pain.
She was about to be mad if it didn't make it.
No, I'm aware. I'm aware. You see, I'm very much a realist. I think those. But like you said, 9 comedy specials, man. That's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like that's 9 hours. 9 fucking hours. That's a big thing. I can't. You gotta see where it stops. I think 10 is my number. And,
hold on. I need some more shit. Hold on.
I think
we need more. We need
from
more,
a special
bro.
perspective.
Oh, okay. Right,
from a special perspective, I think 10 is the number from a special perspective. But to go on and still do stand up.
Eddie Murphy is an example. He didn't use this, but when I think about it, when I have thought about it now, when I've thought about it in the past, I think about Eddie Murphy, and that's why I don't want him to put out a special, because it's no way he's going to be as good as Raw. There's no way. It's no possible way he can be as good as Raw. Maybe he can because he is Eddie Murphy, but I doubt it. Like, even Come to America 2 wasn't good. Beverly Hills Cop, the recent one, wasn't good. It's like, when something is so good, that's why I don't be liking when people do, like, have a sequel or whatever part it is after so long, because usually it doesn't be that good. Remakes can be fine depending on how they spin it, but I just don't be liking sequels when it's like the long duration from when the original, say if some come out in the 80s or 90s and then you put out something now, it's like, it's probably not going to be as good. That's why I think we need people in the industry to focus on telling new stories, because the new stories will probably be good. It can be like, even Set It Off. They shouldn't put everybody gone, but still Dre the character. But I'm saying, you shouldn't do like a continuation of Set It Off. You should just do a reiteration, which there have been multiple like bank robbery movies, especially with women in it on Tubi or wherever else, right? So that has happened. You can have a bank robbery movie centered around women, but it doesn't have to be Set It Off, right? You can do something else. You can switch the story up to something else. Like, how many heist movies is it? They don't call us heist movies all the same thing. So when he said that, I'm like, I'm glad he's being honest with himself, because I ain't saying stuff and then I heard comedians say, I'm like, okay, at least they're self-aware and they're saying it, because I'm saying, like, obviously stuff isn't as good. Doesn't mean he's not a good comedian. Doesn't mean he's not a good host and a good interviewer or good in interviews or good with people all around or good, movies or whatever he's on, shows, whatever. It doesn't mean he's not good. It's just very hard when you have as much bad specials or specials not as good specials as you do good specials. That's when it's like, ugh. It's not just him. Like I said, Cat Williams, most of the comedians, like Gary Owen now, I made a video about High Five Not a Love with comedy. And this is the reason why, but also it's like, I can't blame the veteran comedians. Like I said, yes, it is hard to be as good as you once were. Like, it's hard to put out work. Like, I'm a grown little man, seriously funny, laugh at my pain. Like, it's very hard to do that because they were so good, like peak level good, like undeniable good. So it's like, you shouldn't hold their feet to the fire. It's hard not to, though. Like, cause you can be so good. Like, you're so good. I've seen you be this good. So why aren't you not that good anymore? But maybe it is something psychological with them. Like, okay, maybe they should stop trying to chase the high that they had then and find a new drug. And I'm not saying, like, find something else besides stand-up. I'm saying, do not focus on what you did then. Find a new lane. You don't have to do the same thing. Like, you don't have to, I'm trying to do something like this to make it. When you try to make something similar to what you already did, it's just like like I said, the sequel thing. Create something else and it will be good. Stop trying to make it similar or chase that high. And he did say, I don't know if I said this already because I just be rambling, but he did say he's going to stop at 10. I'm glad he's come to a stopping point. That's why I love, like, Insecurities when Issa Rae found the stopping point. Although it wasn't a show, and the last season was like the worst season of the seasons, but I do like when shows like wrap up Like I like to have a wrap up is good. And 10 is a good number. 10 is like felt like a whole number. And he did say he would keep touring. I don't know if he's gonna do news. It's gonna be like artists where he doing like all his famous jokes and quotable jokes, but is he just gonna do new stuff, but he just not gonna film it, which I can't imagine him doing new stuff and not wanting to film it in some way. Maybe he can put out clips or something. I don't know. I can't imagine how that would look, because usually the comedians that don't put out specials, they be touring the same stuff. Like since the 90s, they've been touring the same stuff over and over. They just haven't put out a special, so no one really knows. But if you keep seeing them, I guess you would know going to there. But maybe then people don't mind that go to it. Maybe they want to hear, like Michael Jackson quote, next Friday and stuff like that. I don't know if he do that. I'm just using it as an example. But I feel like it would be hard as a comedian when you so used to doing new material every couple years to tour new stuff, but you just don't put it out in a special. I feel like that would be hard to do, but I'm sure he thought it through. I don't know like what that's going to look like. I can't imagine you thinking of a new hour and you not wanting to film it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's gonna just get on stage and talk like a Dave Chappelle do about hot topics. That would be different for Kevin Hart to kind of do. Because he's more of a storyteller. I don't know. He kind of maybe, I don't know what he's been doing the last few times. I really can't. The last couple, I don't really know what he's been doing because I haven't been watching. Something shift obviously, and he obviously knows something shift too. He obviously know that what he put out early on in his career is like top notch, and the later stuff is not, or his later stuff would have been his top 5. So I'm really glad he asked a question. And two, it is a flex as a comedian to even be asked a question of top 5, because most comedians don't even have a 5 to have a top 5, and definitely over 5, to have a top 5. So that is a flex. I am glad that he's self-aware, and I am also glad that he's coming to a stopping point so he can focus on other things. And then maybe in like 5-10 years, he want to do one, he can do one, but like doing one every couple of years for him, I just don't think it's liquidative to him and financial beneficial to him, because like people gonna watch it no matter what. Like Tyler Perry, like even if his production on his stuff isn't good, people gonna watch it because it's Tyler Perry, and he doesn't feel a need to change anything or shift because people are watching it. Like I know people that watch Tyler, and I've said this before, but I know people that watch Tyler that they keep saying it's not good, but they keep watching it because it's Tyler. And I don't know, people be holding on to hope that's going to get better. Or when you like somebody, you just watch something even if it's not good to you anymore. I don't do that. I can like somebody and not like something that they do. And it's like a comparable to, see, I don't know, because Kendrick Lamar, I need to stop having people boo out Blueprint. This is Kendrick Lamar when I think about it. And even Ali Sadiq too. Kendrick, but he has just been back to back, but whatever. Okay. Kendrick Lamar, he takes time to do his albums. It's only one album of his I don't like, and I never go back to. I don't say I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it doesn't have replay value for me. It's like almost like Forrest Gump or Titanic or like whatever. It's good movies. Forrest Gump is great. Titanic is great, but both the movies are long and they're like almost kind of draining. It's like a Pursuit of Happiness or like a Junk You type movie. They're great movies, but those are movies I want to watch all the time. Morale and A Big Stepper to me gives me that feeling like it's a good project, but I don't personally want to listen to it. Like I only play it once and then that is it. I never went back to it. I'm sure I will eventually one day, but like all his other albums I go back to and like listen to all the time. But I said that to say Kendrick Lamar is like, although it's an album, but I feel like they're the same comedy album and stand-up special album, regular album, musical album. I feel like are similar concepts. So I feel like Kendrick Lamar, all his albums have been good. He takes time to put them out. Like he actually, they're all different. Like they all are themed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a play, one album might read like a play, one album might read like a magazine, one album might read like a musical. Like it's very themed, and even like his last album was very California, like heavy, the sound. Like he's always reinventing himself and doing something different, and he also takes time and put his thought into it, so his stuff is simply good. Like if he ever put out a bad album, I would be shocked. I'd be like, oh my goodness, the fall off is real. Shout out to J. Cole. The fall off is real. I did this today. I'm sure I might will eventually, who knows. But I feel like he is able to do it. So people can do it. I don't know why they don't do it. I don't know if they be trying to put out. I think this is what it is. So people be trying. They want to make money too, and they either make a deal for it to put out have a deal, but you have to do a certain amount of specials with Netflix. I don't know if this is a thing. I'm just assuming you want to do a thing where you put out a certain amount of specials in a certain amount of time. I guess a deal with Netflix, right? So that could be a thing. You're obligated to do it, but you still sign a deal, even if you're obligated, you have to sign a deal. But I think, like I said, people be wanting the money, and two, maybe you do love it, so you want to do it, but it's okay to take time to, if you don't have nothing to say that's worth saying it for a special, then don't. You can tour and do all that, but like he said you want to do now, but you know what I mean? You have to put out a special. And like, it's okay to take time to, I think comedians, especially like him, Cat Williams, they're so used to doing it, they just don't want to stop it. Like, they're so used to touring and putting out work at such a rapid pace that they don't want to stop. It's okay to take time and cultivate it and let it sit and marinate and all this other stuff. You don't have to keep putting out stuff at a rapid pace. I feel like Kevin Hart, I feel like he needs to. Now, obviously he doesn't, because he said he's going to stop at 10. I feel like that's what he said. Don't quote me. But another person that I feel like has been able to put out a lot of specials at a rapid pace is Ali Sadiq. So he's able to do it, and they're not, all of them are good. Obviously, some are better than others, depending on what you like and your, taste and stuff like that. And I think some are meant to be better than others. But I feel like so I think some are meant to be for a different audience, more digestible in a certain way than others. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If not, then I don't know. But I feel like, well, I guess I can explain it. I feel like, obviously, like, it's more that he's talking about, but so he was talking about stories from jail. It's deeper than that. You really listen, but some people might only see that as a surface, and then but once we're talking about his sons, obviously everybody can relate to like family, and the older people can relate to having kids, and then him being a handy, that's for like the wives or mothers with husbands or boyfriends or whoever, fiancés, whatever, that don't know how to fix anything or aren't handy with stuff. And then Mondays, it was just him telling a whole bunch of stories about Mondays. Everybody be like, I'm having a bad day, or feel like something about something is like held over their head as far as like a bad day. Like, people might be like, the month of April is just every time the month of April comes, it's just so hard for me, like whatever, what I'm saying, stuff like that. So those are basically, I feel like, more relatable and to get in touch more with the people, and like I said, touch a broader audience. That's what I think. I don't know definite intentions, but that's what I think. So I feel like they're meant to be different stuff. And I'm pretty sure he have said before, something caught in the shadows, he's gonna get back to like continuing that domino effect story or whatever. So getting back to being deep like that, and not just fun and like all of fun and just having a good time. So he's able to do it. I don't know how many he's had now, maybe 7. Oh wait, 7. He also has one on Comedy Central. I don't know if that's his only one, but that would make 8. So 4, I think it's 4 domino effects. I just named 3 just now: Monday, Rugged, and my 2 sons. So that's 7. Then the one he did in Comedy Central. And I think it's one called PTA Need too. So that's what, 4, 7, 8, 9. So maybe he got 9 too. Maybe 9. And it is another one that would be 10, but I don't know if it's another one. But I know for sure 9. So that's 9 specials, and none of them are bad. So it's hard. It's hard. Like, it's like, are people just like certain people like Kendrick Lamar, him, like they're exceptions to the rule? Because I feel like if somebody can do it, then you can do it, right? But everybody ain't the same, and everybody don't put the same thought, or I want to say effort into it, because I'm sure obviously it's hard to be a comedian. It's hard to do an hour, but I feel like now we're in a climate that people especially if you're to a certain point and have a certain following, you don't try so hard. This is my thought. This is what I observe from multiple people. I feel like they don't try as hard. And I'm not saying Kevin Hart be off that. I think he fits in category too, but I think at least he's self-aware at the very least. So I feel like it's multiple people that I grew up on, and I just really have always loved them as stand-ups. I feel like haven't been as great lately. And I feel like too, even Kevin Hart saying, although I do get it, and I said something similar before, him saying like you would never be as good as whatever your peak is, or how did you used to be. I don't know if that's it's true, kind of, but not really. And the fact that he said this, like you're resting on that, you're comfortable in the fact that you're not as good as you were back then, like you're comfortable in it. And to the fact that he knows it, it's like if he keeps putting out specials when he knows they're not as good or even close to as good, it's like, is that something to that too? But Cat Williams does it too, so should I hold his feet to the fire too? But Cat Williams is also different though, because he need to talk about hot topics. More of lately, back in the day, I feel like he did too, but it was like Portland Tinksy, that was like a topic, but it wasn't like super known. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's his niche. Cat Williams' niche is talking about stuff that's out there, but it's not super known. It ain't like he's talking about the Alabama Raw, like down there Raw instead. Like, that's like, come on now. How to me he's gonna talk about that and throwing up the hat that was like kind of like whatever, especially it didn't age well, and obviously wasn't going to age well. So it's just interesting to me. I'm like conflicted in that. And too, like I said, I've been following out a lot with stand-up, and this is why, because I feel like the veteran comedians aren't putting out as good a stuff as they were, but I don't know if it's possible or not. Maybe it is, maybe not. But also Ali, although he had the special on Comedy Central, I don't know what year that was, because I wasn't really watching him like that. I went back and watched it, so I don't know what year that was, but even though he's been doing it as long as I think, the Kevin Harts and stuff and the Cat Williams and stuff, maybe they've been doing it a little bit longer here, maybe, I don't know, but it's pretty much around the same time. So, because I'm sure he's in that age bracket. Actually, Kevin Hart said he was 46, I think he said in the interview, so he's younger than him, so I'm pretty sure they've probably been doing it around the same time, and maybe Ali, maybe a little before Kevin, maybe Cat before Molly, though. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying it's all, whoever did it, been doing it first, they're all in the same, like, time, and they in the same class, pretty much, for the most part, I would assume. So, he put out the one, whenever year that was, I don't know, I have to look it up, I don't know, but all his ones have been recent, so he is talking. Maybe he's different too, because now he's doing specials, but it's still based on stuff from the past. Not super in the past. Like the Domino Effects, all of them was in the past, but like My Two Sons, Monday, and Rugged, I don't know what the time frame of those are. Some I'm sure a little more recent, some of the stories, but also he had time to go and dig back because he didn't do them early on in his career. He didn't do the Domino Effects early on in his career. So now he has more that he's been holding on to material wise that he can grab from the bag. Like if Kevin Hart been started from his ex-wife and from him being young back in the day with, I'm a grown up man and seriously funny and Laugh at My Pain, it's like he don't really have a bag to go back to reach to. You know what I'm saying? So that's a difference too. I'm not taking nothing away from Ali. I'm just saying that is a difference. He waited, for a while to put. I'm not talking about the one he did, but on Comedy Central. I'm talking about the Domino Face and the ones after. He waited a while he waited till like his late 40s, 50s to put that out. Kevin and Kat now put that out probably like in their 20s, maybe 30s. I don't know, but it definitely wasn't, in their 40s, 50s. So it's like, I think that's something to it too. Like I said, that's not taking nothing away from him, but I'm saying I feel like that's just a fact. That's just, a lot of people get bad as like a fact, but it's just a fact. And he is still able to do it. So Kevin Hart, I'm sure we haven't heard everything there is to hear. He can pull some more stuff, I'm sure, from his childhood or from his teenage years or from other family members. I'm sure he can pull that out from the past that we haven't heard. It ain't no way we've heard every story. So he can do it too. But it probably just feels like mundane to do it because he probably wants to keep it up to date. Like, at my age, he probably telling stuff about that's more current about I'm guessing how it's hard to be his age, or how he realizes he's not young anymore. That's what I'm assuming it is. At my age, like I said, I didn't see it, so I don't know. So I understand that. It's just a big conflicting thing. Like, I don't know. I get all points of it, so you don't want to hold nothing against anybody, but also you do, because it's like, you can't do it. You're not either tapping into the right muscle, or you're like comfortable in where you're sitting, or you don't care as much. It's something into it, because like when someone does something at a higher level, you can do it. Either, like I said, either you need to take more time to do it, or you need to like theme it more, take more time with it, think it out more. Like, it's so many things. I don't know the answer. Like I said, all these veterans comedians, whether it be Gary Owen and Arnett Shay, they haven't put out good specials, but they used to be, I think, really good. But I'm not saying they're not good anymore, but like their specials aren't like hitting like they need to hit for me. So it makes me be like, oh, I'm over it. And then like the newer comedians, they don't have enough to talk about too. They're like starting, when you're new, it's like, use a comedian's wait years and years to put out special week. Like newer people, it's like they're putting out their specials at a rapid pace. Like, even, who is it? Comedian that be doing stuff, skits. He did a special on Netflix. What is it? What is his name? Country Wayne. Like, I thought he put out a special pretty early. I don't think he hadn't even been doing it that long. He put out a special pretty early. It wasn't great, but I do understand that's his first one, so you can give a little leeway to that. It ain't like it's his first one, but he's been doing it for 2 years. Like, I just did a review. What's his name? Malik S. Like, I think he's been doing it for a while. I don't know if he's been doing consistent, like, stand-up for a while, but I know he's been a stand-up comedian for a while. So you would expect his to be a little better, but you just testing the water, getting your feet wet, whatever. So I don't know. It's just a lot to think about. Lot to, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to judge it. I don't know if I should be judging it. I don't know. I just know that I feel a way that it's not as good, but I do understand why it's not as good. But also, I don't, because you can do it. So I don't know. It's just a conflicting mess.